Well, hello there, Internet, and welcome back to BC WrestlePod, specifically Los Lobos de la Lucha, which, of course, is your weekly CMLL post show here at BC WrestlePod. My name is Mikey, also known as El Jefe, and joining me this evening, as always, is my cohort, my right hand man to the Grand Poobah of all things Lucha Libre with me, and Papa Oso himself. So, we are here tonight to talk about the Friday, August 14th edition of CMLL Viernes. We got a lot to cover. We got 7 matches to discuss. We are inching ever so closer to the 93rd annual show. So lots of stuff to talk about. But before we get into all of that, just as a quick recap of everything you already know at this point, you can see us go live on pretty much most streaming sites. You can catch our edited video tomorrow afternoon. You can check us out on the social medias at BC WrestlePod. And we have merchandise if that is what you would like. And we also have a way to help us support our pay-per-view habits because there's a lot of shows that are coming up in the fall that we're going to be discussing. But nonetheless, let us get into it. We are just coming off of a crazy, crazy show that we talked about last week with the Grand Prix. And so now we are getting back into the swing of things and we are setting everything up for the 93rd Aniversario show coming up here in about 3 or 4 weeks. So let's just get into it. We kick things off this spectacular. Like I said, we're covering the August 14th edition, and we kick things off with our fun little opener match. This is una caída, so one fall. And this is the team of Blue Shark, Tornado, and Bo taking on the team of Negro Jr. and Disturb. Again, lots of Escuela boys in this one. I'd love to see them opening up the show in our matches with them. So, a lot of these folks we have seen before. The only person who I have not really seen too much of, and he participated in the tournament when we were having it, but he really wasn't popping up on the Friday shows until now, and that is a Disturbio. So very interesting getup going with the all leather in this picture, which I'm not gonna say no. But again, this picture though, I need updated graphics because listen, Cerebro Negro Jr., I love you dearly, I truly do. But this shade of pink is not working for me. It looks like he is wearing he got doused in Pepto. Like I don't know,
Yeah, and the little yellow thing at the top looks like his brain, like,
which
ew.
makes which makes sense because literally his name is Cerebro Negro Jr. So
True.
cerebro is the English word for like brain or like the cerebral cortex. But even said, I was like, is this the pink shade of pink we want to go with?
I mean, that's what I'm saying is that I would think that you'd want the brain to be pink, even though technically the brain is gray, but, whatever.
Dude, you're absolutely right. So outfits aside, I thought this was a fun little match. I really did.
It was. I mean, again, it's an opener. The openers are usually fun. They usually set us up, and I thought this one did its job. I enjoyed it. I think I've seen all of these guys. I couldn't remember if I'd seen Disturbio or not. And I think I've seen Cerebro Negro Jr. and Pendula in passing somewhere for some reason. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good opener.
I agree with you. And to kick off the night proper, I guess technically the Technico team won here. So Blue Shark, Tornado, and will pick up the victory in our opening bout, which leads into our second match of the evening, which of course is some good old tag team action. You have the Spaceman, to put it bluntly in our translation, of Max Star and Futuro, the shiniest people that you will meet on the CMLL roster, which is insane, but it makes sense for their faction name. And of course, they are taking on the Calaveras Junior Uno and Calavera Junior Dos in a match, so a tag team Relampo Lightning match. So again, Max Star and Futuro, the shiniest people that you literally can see from space.
And this picture you have with Max Star and that weird smile of his in this picture, I'm just like, ew. I'm just like, I don't know. I can't.
This face tells me he who spelt it dealt it.
Exactly. He's like, I have to poop. But getting back to the seriousness, I love these tag team Pago matches. I love
Mhm.
this. And I'm so glad that it wasn't just like, "Oh, we're gonna do this once and then we're gonna move on." I really like that this is becoming a sort of normal thing, and I love it. I just think it's so cool. I just love it.
Well, it adds more gravitas to the tag team
Mhm,
matches that we get because they only have the 15 minutes to pin or submit their opponents. So, you have only that time limit to get what you need to in order to win.
mhm. Yeah, and it adds that sort of tension to it. I love
Mhm.
it. I think it's great. Because I love the Pago matches in general, the 15-minute matches, but I really love these tag team ones. It's just so cool.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
just adds that sense of, "Oh god. Oh god."
There's this there's something about adding a sense of urgency to any wrestling match that gives the stakes a little bit more. And again,
Mhm,
even though this was just a, tag team Relampogo match, that 15-minute timer adds the sense of urgency like the regular Relampogo matches. So it's really nice to see that not only can we see the urgency with the singles types of matches for this kind of match type, but now with the tag team ones, and it seems to be doing well. I really enjoy, like you said, I really like that they didn't just do it once and then that was it. They're making it a regular part
mhm.
of the Friday shows.
Yep, I love
So
it.
I do too. So again, this was a really fun match. The Calaveras are the ones to pick up the victory here against our very shiny spacemen. So moving on though into our next bout. This is where we get our Amazonas action of the week, which we see again, loved it. Fantastic. We have the team of Tessa Blanchard and representing, the international UK promotion. We have Mrs. We have Mrs. Johnny Robbie, and they are taking on the team of Persephone. And of course, my girl, love her to death, Miss Reina Isis. I was just like, good God.
Right. But can I just say that one, this of course Amazonas match always never disappoints. But can I just and I love Miss Marina Isis and Johnny Roby were great, but I'm ready for Tessa and Persephone to just destroy one another.
Right. Again, but go harder.
Yeah. I want there to be like blood, like in the Mystico MJ whatever match.
Right.
I want blood. I mean, it just it feels this Persephone and Tessa Blanchard thing just feels like the only way it's gonna end is with blood. And I think that's what we need. I really do. I think again, it needs to get messy and bloody.
It's gonna be very interesting for sure because, like, we know CMLL rarely does blood, and the only time they've really done it well, they did it during the Mystico and MJF match, and so that was insane to see how much bled
So good.
during
It was
that
so
match.
good, though. I felt horrible,
100%.
but I was like, "God, this is amazing."
And so we're continuing to see this
Ah,
feud between Tessa and Persephone just continue to escalate. So we are a couple weeks out from so it's gonna be interesting to see whether or not CMLL will put these two once again on the card. Because again, not to say that the other girls, anytime that these 2 square off against each other on opposite ends, whether it's tag team or trios matches, but of course, the main story is Tessa and Persephone just fighting and feuding with each other. Everybody else is cannon fodder, and I mean that in the best way possible. So, I don't know. We'll see if they get added to the audio card, but again, one fall, just going hard in the paint, as the kids say, with Tessa and Johnny picking up the victory here against Persephone. Sis, great stuff all around, and just continuing to build the Amazonas division and giving us a really long term feud, which I appreciate and I love nonetheless. So now we leave the Amazonas, unfortunately, but I do have to say this next match was also really good too. I really enjoyed this one. So this is a Relevo match, and this saw the team of Neon and Brillante Jr. taking on the team of Utani Guerrero Maya Jr. and El Cobarde, who is missing his Sharpie eyebrows because they updated his picture.
this is
I
so
was like,
funny.
so I really quickly though, because we were talking about the Amazonas, I have it in my notes. And before we talk about this match, I want to just give a shout out to our girl, Miss Olympia. I may or may not have fangirled earlier this week in the fact that she found our video on Instagram talking about how great she is, and she liked a couple of them, and so immediately we had to follow her because what yes, queen, love you, queen
Mhm.
behavior. I to give a little bit of some context. So when this was all happening, I'm like in the middle of preparing story time real quick, and then we'll get back to this match. I was preparing for the school year to start, which started today. So today was first day with students, but this whole last week I've been getting the classroom ready, making sure I have semblance of an idea of what I'm going to do. And then as I'm also doing our social media for BC WrestlePod, I see a couple of people liking our videos. So the Instagram name, I was like, I don't recognize this. So when I clicked on the profile, it was her Olympia's like government name, but then it's like Olympia, CMLL wrestler. I'm like, okay, I had to go so back to my classroom because I was in the hallway. I was like, we're not gonna do this in public. Closed the door and started fangirling. I was like, then of course, immediately I was like, Will, you won't believe what happened. He's like, what? I was like, Olympia liked her stuff. I'm kind of losing my mind right now.
And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like
If you could see our text messages, that is exactly what led to me.
I did. I was like I read your message and I was like, "Shut up. No way. No way." Oh,
Listen,
wow.
it is really hard. I can't speak for Papa also, but it's really hard for me to lose my absolute mind, like to be starstruck and like
Mhm.
fangirl over things. This is one of those moments for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes.
Yep. Oh, no, absolutely. This was like yeah, I mean, because we love us some Miss Olympia up in this house.
We really do. So shout out Olympia for liking our stuff. I love her. We love Will Papa also loves her. We collectively all love her. She is fantastic stuff. We just need one more in the trifecta. I actually would die happy if Persephone found our
Ooh,
stuff.
and don't tease me
See, you
because
can I'll be like, guys, I'm retired now. We're good, but
uh-huh.
like I can die peacefully.
Ooh,
So
if ooh, my lord, if my girl Persephone was all like, "Oh, you I love you guys," I think I would have a heart attack and die blissfully.
like, we can expire peacefully, like, that's a wrap, like, my life goals have been
Yep,
accomplished. But
final
in all
bell
hon
thing.
ex yes, exactly, but shout out to Olympia, and then before that, of course, we talked about like, a couple shows ago, shout out to Dragon Rojo Jr. as well, so Olympia is the 2nd CMLL wrestler to find our stuff. But no, and thank you CMLL too, because at least from my knowledge, their stars aren't active on social media like that, but it seems that they're being more active on social media and actually looking at stuff. So CMLL continue to give us good stuff, and we're going to continue to talk about it. Like this match. So, segue. This was a really fun match. Again, all 6 of these individuals are really fun individually, but they
Mhm.
worked really well together. Now, of course, Utani has become one of our big time faves. Like, consistently seeing him show up on the Friday shows has been really fun to see. Of course, Neon is 1/3 of our trios champion, so he's leading the charge here. I think, though, my move of the match, because I think he makes it look so effortlessly, I have to give it to Shelhua. So when Shelhua is on his head and he has like a head scissors with his opponent and then spins like a top to take them to the mat. I was like, Shelhua does that very beautifully, and I have not seen anybody else do it that beautifully before. So shout out to Shelhua because that move is so clean.
Yeah, this match was I love Utani. You know that because he was my, like he's my man. He's just so good. He's so fun to watch. That's what I love about him. I his whole shtick, man, and his whole like, his know-how is so good. His just I just truly enjoy watching, and if you team him with, like, Oko, I am, like, on cloud 9, like, holy goodness. And, of course, I love Naon, and I love those 2, man, but Utani, he is so good. I marvel at him, truly. I mean, I marvel at all of them, but for some reason, Utani is just like, wow. I'd love to see him live, like, in person.
Oh my goodness. Again, like we could die twice, right? So if Persephone found her stuff and if Aposto and I somehow managed to find our way to Mexico City and watch the CMLL live, it was like we could die again.
Tonic, I need you to like our videos.
That's another one too. I was just like, just all the
Exactly. They all need to
no,
find
but
us.
no, but seriously. So again, to kind of wrap it up, when you have the talent in the ring that you do, like it's awesome. This match was really fun. So Neon Shelva and Brillante Jr. with the win, but good stuff. Really good to see because these are 6 guys individually that we see from time to time, but they worked really well in this match, and I had a fun time with this one for sure. Alrighty, I'm gonna put the disclaimer here because these next 3 matches can kind of be explained kinda in a similar way because this is all heading into Aniversario with the big old, like, 4-team elimination style match that, Apuestas match that we got set up, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But the first of these 3 includes these 2. I was just like, somebody is gonna lose their okay, so really quickly, Mono, so all these matches are people who are going to so funny enough, they're fighting each other, but they're all gonna end up being on the same team. So at Aniversario, this is how it's gonna go. It's a little complicated, so follow me real quick on this journey. So we're gonna see our 4 teams that are gonna participate in that fatal 4-way elimination style match fight each other. So this is how it's going to work. So these 4 are going the 4 teams is the 4 teams are gonna be fighting each other leading into and what's gonna happen is that these 2 are gonna be put together in a team, just as Junior and Star Junior are. These are going to be in the team, and then Templario and Ultimo Guerrero are gonna be put in a team as well. So, then we're gonna have this fatal four-way match where the last team standing in that fatal four-way elimination style match immediately goes into a one-on-one apuestas match. So, the teams that are you wanna be the last team standing in order to get a chance to decimate your opponent. So, in the event that Dragon Rojo Jr. and Barbaro Cavernario win that fatal four-way, then they would fight each other immediately in a hair versus hair match where somebody is losing their hair. So depending on the final team standing is gonna determine what kind of match we're gonna get. Hair versus hair, mask versus mask, like, it's gonna get insane. So they're literally fighting each other to get the chance to team up, win, and then fight each other again. And these 2 do not like each other. Dragon Rojo Jr. with the ref distracted, like, Dick Punch City, and then the promo afterwards, and then they start brawling again. Like,
It's so funny. I thought this match was gonna be silly stupid, because this feud, quote unquote, it just feels like comedy to me. And don't get me wrong, because both of these wrestlers I love and I think they're great. But I feel like for this particular thing or this particular moment in like the history of leading up to the 93rd anniversary show, these 2 are kind of like comic relief. And just because it just feels silly. They get called, they come in, it's like, it just feels like comedy. I mean, it really does. And to me anyway. And I just think, and that might be very unfair, but it just feels like this is just for shits and giggles, basically. Because, like I said, I love Barbaro Cavernario is actually one of my favorites, like in the sort
mhm,
of like buffoon wrestler type thing, that sort of thing. And because I love him. I think he's crazy out there. I think he's super charismatic and I love that. And he's got his shtick that he sticks to. And I just love it. And for some reason, this just felt shticky. This felt very like, here's our comedy duo act, everyone. But I liked it. I really did. I thought it was fun.
no, I agree. Like I said, again, these matches are gonna be happening leading into and Drago Rojo Jr. is the one to win here before they start brawling again. And you can kinda copy and paste that same through line for this next one too. Like,
Yeah.
now this one though, Star Junior, I know fashion is not the thing we talk about because we talk about the wrestling, but I had questions. I had serious questions. I was just like, "What in hair metal is this?" Like, the
Yeah.
black and the headband is what killed me. I was like, in the words of In Living Color, "Hated it."
This match felt like one of these things is not like the other.
Right?
And it's not that I hated it because, I like both of these guys, but I didn't understand it. Like in the scheme of things, I'm even in the previous match, I didn't really understand the necessity of it. I enjoyed watching it because, I love all of the luchas. So I'm like, you put them in front of me, I'm gonna watch them. But it was like this one and the Barbara Cardinario, and I just was like, I don't care, but I was like, why?
I feel like of all the 4 teams participating in that fatal four-way at Aniversario, this is the one that, like, at least from what we've seen in recent developments, has been kinda like the most fast tracked and the ones that I have the most questions on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%. But I will say, I will never get tired of the Zandakan Jr. Imma put this pirate flag over you and then beat you up like
Yeah,
Scott. That always kills me. I love it. So, this is going to be fun. So
that is one of my favorite parts, though. I do like when they put when he puts the flag over them and then stomps them to death, basically.
So, yeah, but like I said, this is the only pairing that I was like, "We kind of fast tracked this." I don't hate it, I really don't,
No.
but at the same time, I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's it. It felt a little too fast. Like this rivalry or whatever you wanna call it. It felt like I literally was like, "Wait, where did this come from?" I mean, I know we saw rumblings and grumblings, but I really do feel like we went from 0 to 60 in very, very quick, like, in 0.2 seconds. I mean, it was like, "Okay." I mean, I'm not gonna complain, like, about it. I like it. I think it's a great feud or whatever you wanna call it, but it felt kinda, "You are now feuding."
And fight.
Yep.
So, I mean, more to come later. Zandokan wins this encounter, which leads us into our main event. And need we say more?
God.
I have, in a weird way, I have Mr. Verno just being an absolute dick on my screen.
Yes, which is his thing, and which I love. That's the thing I love about Averno is that he's a dick. I mean, and he's gonna dick punch you. I mean, it's just that kinda guy. It's like he's like on it before the damn bell rings or, the thing goes off. I mean, it's like he's a dick. I mean, he is. I love him for it, and especially when Mistico is involved. Holy goodness, does he is he a dick 10 times over? And I just love it. It's like, he's like, okay, I'm the bad dude. But then Mystico gets at it and he's like, oh, I'm the villain. I'm literally about to mess you up. And these two never disappoint.
Nope.
That's what I love about it, because I was like, this is going to be good. It could have been for 5 minutes. It could have been for an hour. It would have been like on no matter what. I love it when these two get in the ring together. God, I love it.
Oh, absolutely. It is a great time together. And again, there's no love lost between these 2. They also, again, in CMLL, like a lot of these feuds can span generations, and they kind of had. So, go would win this one, but again, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens come the next couple of weeks as we head into Aniversario. But that takes care of our Friday post-show discussion, but let's preview what this Friday is gonna give us because I kid you not, I had to shrink this text to the smallest size possible to fit on this slide because there are so many people involved in this match. So let's just get through it really quickly. So coming up this Friday on the August 21st edition, we got some really, really fun stuff happening. So kicking things off, we have a full match, which is going to be Blue Shark versus Tron. Then we are going to have, after that, in our second match, we have a match Rejas, so a tag team lightning match between Hijo del Pantera and Pantera Jr. So I lost the picture. No, there it is. And they will be taking on the team of Rey Cometa and Espiritu Negro. So it's like, so this is a technical versus technical fight. Then in our third match, Lucha, again, Tessa Blanchard, Scotty, and Kira are going to be taking on Persephone, the Puerto Rican powerhouse herself, Ms. Zuxis, and Kata. So I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I was like, yes, I love it. So then in our semi main event, and this is where the slide got complicated because we included everyone. So in our semi main event, we have a quad de trios. So basically, we have a fatal 4-way trios bout. So there are 3 people on each team. So there is a total of 12 participants in this match. I was like, that's a lot of bodies in this ring. So we have El Galeon Fantasma, which is Zandokan Jr., Defunto, and Roja. We have Los Guerreros Languineros, so Ultimo Guerrero, Stuka Jr., and Gran Guerrero. We have Los Inoya and Sto, and Los Dragones, so Dragon Rojo Jr., Dragon de Fuego, and Dragon, they're all fighting each other. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but it's gonna be great. But then in the main event for the Lucha Estelar, we have a trios bout. Gladio and Neon are gonna be taking on the team of Sano Jr., Barrio, and Utani. So I'm like, hot damn. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be a fun night, y'all. So yeah, that is gonna be it for our show. Me and Papa also gotta get up on out of here. But thank you so much for tuning into Los Lobos. We will be back next Wednesday to talk about more CMLL goodness. But as far as the rest of this week goes, we have one more show to kind of cap off our week here at BC WrestlePod, and that is going to be our TNA post show. So this Friday, not only will we be covering the Go Home show, because it is the last Thursday episode before our next pay per view, we will be covering the Go Home show for TNA, and then we will also be making our predictions for TNA Lockdown, which is the next pay per view happening this weekend. Lots of interesting things are happening, so stay tuned for all of that. But from all of us here from BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you later, but until then, and until next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.